One of my biggest budgeting secrets when it comes to groceries, saving money on food for your family, yes, even here in 2025, is to utilize a basement grocery store. Okay, I'm just kidding. Not everyone has to have a basement grocery store, but here is mine. Let's call it the basement grocery store. And it's feeling a little chaotic right now. Let's clean it up a little bit, organize it, add some things to it today. How can a big mess like this save you money? Because when you have basic pantry staples, you can whip together any meal like lickety split.
Easy peasy rice and cheesy.
Look at this. Boom, boom. Dinner. Shelf-stable, non-perishable items you can get in pretty much any category, including shelf-stable proteins like this. Do you know how many things I can whip together because of this shelf behind me? This is the reason I don't have to go to the store every single week. I have all my needs taken care of, and all it takes is a little bit of planning and a couple of shelves. Don't have shelves? You can put stuff under beds. I used to use a coat closet for my excess like oatmeals and pastas and things like that. I had a neighbor and friend move to Germany, and they basically gave away all of their food. So like, look, she gave me all these canned clams. I can make clam chowder without having to go to the store because I have everything I need. And when it comes to putting this together, the number one thing that you need to buy for your at-home grocery store, wherever you happen to house it in your house, is to buy things that you already eat. Like mayo, I use mayo anyway, like coconut milk, like this. And if you're like me and you would rather not hit up all of the grocery stores because, ugh, people, am I right? You can use a service like Thrive Market, who are sponsoring today's video. If you don't want to deal with the hassle of getting in your car and driving to the store and dealing with all of the people, and then if you're like my stores are all self-checkout now, and when you have a huge cart, because you're feeding a family, that's highly annoying. So I really love the at-home shopping experience, but it can be expensive. But with Thrive Market, it doesn't have to be. Here's some of the things I love about it the most. First of all, I don't have to put on pants. Okay, that's a win for everybody. Number two, I save money on gas. I save time by shopping from my couch. One of my best friends, her husband and two of her children were recently diagnosed with celiac disease. So they are all gung-ho in the gluten-free. So for them, instead of reading all the labels at the stores all the time and worrying that her kids are going to get sick, all she has to do is select gluten-free on the Thrive Market website, and then ba-bow, all of the gluten-free stuff is available for your shopping pleasure. If you sign up with my link below, thrivemarket.com/frugalfitmom, first link in the bloop, Thrive is gonna give you 30% off of your first order, and they're gonna give you a free gift worth up to $60. You can only get this deal by clicking on my link down below. So whether you're a busy mom who doesn't have time, whether you're stocking up your at-home pantry, you're looking for on-the-go snacks for kids, you eat a specialty diet, keto, gluten-free, you want organic only, or you want the best deal around, Thrive Market is gonna be there for you. So don't forget that deal. It's thrivemarket.com/frugalfitmom, 30% off, which is basically half. First link in the bloop below, and I gotta take all my new goodies and put them in my long-term food storage. So let's go. Now, when it comes to organizing all of this, I'm just gonna put like things with like things, like tomato products with tomato. I have, like, I don't know, beans on the floor, whatever that means.
Actually, it means it is good.
Okay, let's talk canned tomatoes and pasta sauce, clearly of which I have both, a lot of each. Now, one of my goals was to not buy pasta sauce for 2025 because clearly I have enough, and I want to go through all of these. I mean, they don't really expire, not really, but I do want to go through these before I restock on this. Moving over to the canned tomatoes, chili is something that I make a lot. Canned tomatoes is a must. It's a must. Also, if you make your own homemade marinara, also a must. You can make like this beautiful, simple marinara sauce with an onion, some garlic, a can of petite diced tomatoes, a little bit of chicken stock, a little bit of crushed red pepper, some salt, pepper, put it over a homemade eggplant parmesan. Oh my gosh, you have yourself a meal. I think dried and canned beans are an obvious. It's budget friendly. They're easy to work with, especially the canned ones. But the dried ones have their place as well. They are more affordable than the canned. And if you have an Instant Pot or a crock pot, they're actually really, really easy. And it's something I use a lot. Remember the chili? I think beans belong in chili. I also grew up with a mom who was from Louisiana, which means we had red beans and rice all of the time. As long as you season them really well, beans are a delicious budget-friendly addition to have in your long-term food storage. We use a lot of peanut butter in our house, so that's one that we always keep on hand, along with evaporated milk, coconut milk. Here are my pantry essentials: sweeteners, jams, salt, yeast. I've got pickles, and coming down below, I have a small fruit section, a little soup section. I don't typically buy canned vegetables or canned soups, but I have a few. And then a couple more baking standards. I have oatmeal, baking powder, some box mixes, and flour. I have a whole lot more flour and wheat than this. I store quite a lot of wheat. These are just wheat berries. These are good for like 30 years. As long as you keep them in a cool, dry place and bugs don't get in them. So these are completely sealed. Haven't opened any of these, but I do have a wheat grinder. I can grind all of my own wheat. Jumping down real quick, I also have a large bag of rice. We use rice all of the time. And then moving over to this side, I have my proteins. These are all of my condiments that I typically use. I have some granola over here. I should probably move that. And then coming up, I also have my pasta section, which is kind of mixed in with a few condiments. I'll fix that real quick and we'll be about done organizing. A lot of things that other people like to have that you probably don't see in my stuff are cans of cream of mushroom and cream of chicken soup, boxes of stovetop stuffing or maybe hamburger helper. Or in my case, it was beef assistant because we bought generic in my house.
It was very traumatic.
Maybe you would see a lot more canned vegetables or canned fruits. Honestly, I should probably be adding a bunch more of those in here. I don't love most canned vegetables, but I like canned corn, I like canned green beans. I might stick with those and call it good, but I really tried to purchase things that I use all the time. So I don't end up with things that just sit here for years and years and years and don't get used. So if you have a family that doesn't eat beans, like in any way you cook them ever, maybe beans, dried or canned, aren't gonna work for you. But for me, it's a must, it's an obvious, we have to have it. We all know that the more often you go to the grocery store, the more money that you spend. So by having a really solid, non-perishable pantry or basement in your grocery store or working pantry or whatever you wanna call it, utilizing products you use anyway saves you those trips to the store. You don't have to waste your time, you don't have to waste your money because everything you need is already here. I have a couple more videos about kickstarting a basic pantry and what you might need and what it looks like. And if you want to start yours by utilizing everything that Thrive Market has to offer, you can save 30% by clicking my link down below. Thanks to Thrive Market for sponsoring today's video, and I hope you have an awesome day. Bye. I have always thought that I wanted to be the type of person who was brave enough to be bad at something new. Am I willing to fail by trying something new? Yes, I definitely do. So my friends, I tried skiing. I'm a snowboarder. I've only ever done a snowboard. I'm also not very good at a snowboard. Like I do it, but I'm not that good. I'm older now and I fell on a snowboard like a week ago and kind of rattled my head a little bit. I had a helmet on, but I cracked my head pretty good. And I was like, you know, if I had been on skis, I wouldn't have fallen in that way and hit my head. I feel like there's less opportunity for concussion or shattered wrists on skis. So I thought I would try out skis. I suck. I am so bad at skiing. I thought I was kind of doing okay, and then Dave took a video of me and showed it to me, and I was like, oh no, that's what I look like? Like you think you kind of look okay, and then you see a video of what you really look like, and you're like, heaven help us all. I don't even know that I ever want to try it again. Because I look ridiculous. So now my entire YouTube feed is curated with skiing tips for beginners because I suck. Are lessons the way to go? Is it just time? Am I destined to lose? You can't teach an old dog new tricks situation. What's the deal? It took me a few years to pick up mountain biking, like 3 years, 3 seasons of riding to get okay at mountain biking. Am I in for the same thing with skis? How long should I give it before I throw in the towel? Friend of friend, please send help.